Miss Renee. I'm back to celebrate Epiphany with you today. I wonder if you've heard that word before. For the last several weeks, we've counted down the Sundays in Advent until we got to Christmas. And Christmas was last week. And actually, we're in the 12 days of Christmas. The first day of Christmas is December 25th, and it goes through to January 5th. And Epiphany is celebrated on January 6th. It's the Sunday where we remember the visit of the Magi to Jesus. And I have the three wise men, the three Magi from my nativity set. And I have their camel. I always like to put them off to the side because, well, for a couple of reasons, and I'll tell you about that. First of all, let's think about the Magi. They were really not kings. They were wise people or scholars, people who studied. Most likely they studied the stars or math. They would be what we would call scientists today. And they were from some countries to the east of Israel, where Bethlehem was located. They might have been from Persia, from North Africa, from Arabia or India, which means that they came from many hundreds or even 1,000 miles in their journey to find Jesus. And actually, they didn't visit Jesus on the night he was born. It was 1, maybe 2 years after Jesus was born when the Magi brought their gifts to Jesus. God sent a star to guide the Magi to meet Jesus. They were from a different country, like I told you, and it was probably a long and difficult journey. They didn't have airplanes or buses or trains to get there, but they kept on going, even when it was hard. That means they persevered, and that's our theme today. The Magi persevere. God keeps shining day and night to guide us and show us the way, because the good news is just that important. What helps you keep going when you're doing something important? I know for me, it's friends that keep me going when I'm doing something important. Sometimes they encourage me when I get a little bit discouraged. They make me laugh, and they give me companionship on the journey. And I believe probably the Magi, because it was a long journey, even if they weren't friends to start out, I bet they became friends on the journey. So today I'm going to read you the story, and it comes from Matthew chapter 2, and it's again the Message Bible, and it goes like this. The Magi. After Jesus was born in Bethlehem village, a band of scholars arrived in Jerusalem from the east. Remember, scholars are people who study things. They ask around, where can we find the newborn King of the Jews? We observed a star in the eastern sky that signaled his birth. When word of their search got to King Herod, he was terrified. I wonder why King Herod was terrified. Do you think he thought this King of the Jews, as the Magi referred to Jesus, was going to take his place? Herod lost no time. He gathered all the high priests and religion scholars in the city together and said, where is the Messiah supposed to be born? Bethlehem, they said. Herod then arranged a secret meeting with the scholars from the east. He told them about Bethlehem and said, go find this child. Leave no stone unturned. As soon as you find him, send word and I'll join you at once in your worship. Do you think Herod was serious? Do you think Herod was really wanting to go worship the new king? I don't think so. Instructed by the king, they set off, and then the star appeared again, the same star they'd seen in the eastern skies. It led them on until they came to the place of the child. They were in the right place. They had arrived at the right time. They entered the home and saw the child in the arms of Mary, his mother. Overcome, they kneeled and worshiped Jesus. Then they opened their luggage and presented gifts: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. In a dream, they were warned not to report back to King Herod, so they worked out another route and left without being seen and returned to their own country. On Epiphany, we celebrate how God's love transverses cultural and geographical barriers and becomes good news for all people. The Magi remind us that Jesus came not just for the Hebrews, but for all people of the world. We marvel at the persistence of God to shine the way for the Magi so that they might bear witness to the divine, come as a human child. We honor that the Magi trusted their dreams that God gave them, and returned home by another way. As we journey forward, we carry the dreams of our ancestors in faith. With courage and resilience, we dream on of hope, love, joy, and peace. Sadie girl, come here. Well, as we close out this season of Advent and Christmas, Sadie and I want to wish you the very happiest Christmas tide and a happy Epiphany. And I'll have a picture for you since you never got to see my Advent wreath with the Christ candle lit. I have a picture for you of that so you can see what it looked like with all 4 stars of hope, love, joy, and peace with the Christ candle lit in the middle. Be sure and check out all the activities. There's lots of star activities and wonderings to do this week. Happy Epiphany. Love you. See you next week.